So guess what? It's move-in day. Time to move into the shop. So I've already got some stuff moved in the shop. Couch, that's a must, right? So here's the deal. I'm kind of talk about a couple things. I'm gonna start off with, well, I'll show you some of the equipment that I've already moved into the shop. I'm gonna talk about layout a little bit today and kind of my process and how I'm going about laying out the shop. Show you a little trick I came up with. I don't know if it's gonna work, but yeah, I'm gonna show it to you anyway. And then maybe address a couple comments. Lighting, floors. Yeah, that's about it. So let's start with lighting. So what you're gonna find in this shop is that depending on what camera I use, it's gonna make either the lighting look good or bad. So like this camera, for instance, no matter where I'm at, the lighting looks amazing right now. And I only have half the lights up. So I've only got lights up on this end of the shop. You can see that there's just a row down the center, but like for the most part, lighting looks pretty good. Well, that's this camera. If I use my 6D like I used in the floor video itself, lighting looks horrible. I could probably adjust it if I would like do the manual settings, kind of crank up the ISO a little bit. I'm a little too lazy for that. So that's probably why I'm getting the lighting comments. I'm assuming that most of those comments are coming from people who don't like the black ceilings or who told me that the black ceilings wouldn't work. Black ceilings are just a personal preference, kind of. I really like the way they look. I think once the walls are done, the black ceilings are gonna really give it the kind of feel that I want. I want it to really have a cozy comfort feel to it. Kind of saloon-ish, I guess is the best way to describe it, versus like a clean hospital. Like I didn't want like perfectly clean floors, white walls. That's not what I'm after here. Weezer. Oh man, the floors are so clean. Oh yeah, it's so clean. So got two of the MIG machines in. That's mainly because I plan on putting this thing together. I have finally unwrapped the welding table. One of the things you'll see when I put this thing together, obviously being a separate video, but I had this thing specially made. So the legs on this are only 30 inches tall. No, the whole table itself is only 30 inches tall, so it has really short legs. I did that on purpose. I kind of wanted a low table, like something that you could sit at and weld. I also wanted that because I really plan to use this more as a chassis jig. I'll probably build ends for it, build like ends that come off one side for like front suspension, build a whole nother jig that comes off the back side for rear suspension. And yeah. The other thing I custom ordered on this thing is everything is drilled 1/2 inch thread. So you can see that just about every hole on this thing, other than some of the plates that go on the bottom, it's all 1/2 inch thread. See there's one of the legs. versus the other welding table, which is threaded and has these 5-inch dowel holes. Now the dowel holes make sense because when you're using speed clamps, these things just slide right down in there. And then as you tighten that clamp, it kind of binds in that hole. They work really well. I like it for this table. I really actually use the speed clamps more than anything else. But because of the nature of that table, I didn't necessarily want that. I wanted everything to bolt and mount. I can fasten stuff, fasten jigs and clamp tubes in there and all that kind of stuff. I want everything to bolt together, so that's why I ordered it all thread. What else? Got lots of stuff. Even though it doesn't look like lots of stuff, I got like half of the other shop in here already. I'll get to that in just a second. One of the things I wanted to show you is I got a dehumidifier in here. So basically what you want is you want to maintain anything really under about 80% humidity. Anything under 80% humidity, you can kind of combat surface rust and, you know, like a bunch of bare metal stuff. So got this, that'll be a main staple right now. I just got it on the floor. I'll kind of build like a permanent home for it. I've already got it to where it's draining outside. So you can see that it just drains right outside. And I got it set like it, I don't know, I think it kicks on at 70 or 75% humidity right now. The other thing that's rad about this shop so far that I've noticed, and I knew this, but I didn't think it'd be as good as it is it can be 80 degrees outside, and the way that this foam insulation seals this place up and insulates it, the concrete itself keeps it cool in here. I need to get a thermostat and see what the temperature is, but I'm guessing it stays probably in the 70s all the time. Doesn't matter how hot it is outside, as long as I got the door shut. It's like a nice, comfortable 75 degrees in here. So that's cool. I probably won't need much AC in the summers. Still gonna put it in, but probably won't need as much as I think. I think heat will be a different thing. I'll have to heat this place a lot more. So I also brought the Fab cab over. I'll tell you what's crazy is that thing wouldn't even fit in the other shop. It was too long. So it kind of gives you an idea of what I'm working with versus the other space. Although there is an issue, so it's cleaning it up. So this is the thing, I'm gonna actually do more videos on this. I've got some big plans for the Fab cab. More videos coming soon. You fans that are fans of the square bodies and the C10s and stuff like that, I got some more of that coming very soon. This will be the first one. I got a lot of stuff I want to do to it. I'll kind of show you a small issue. See that right there? That is it's primer. So I'd put some stickers on the doors at one point. You may have seen that. Well, yeah, I got tired of it and it was time to take them off, and just took the old paint off with it. Now, obviously it sucks, but this truck has some small rust issues at the bottom of the doors I need to fix. And it had actually been repainted right through here, and you could tell, nice sunny day, you could kind of tell that it had been painted. That's probably why it pulled off, because whoever did it didn't do a very good job. And so I think I'm just gonna clean that up and have it repainted, so it's not that big of a deal. Kind of just makes me, what? What are you doing? You want me to get you a rope? This kind of makes me do it sooner, I guess. So, Fab cab stuff coming soon. Alright, let's talk a little bit about equipment layout and what my plans are, what the ideas I have for it. I want to try not to talk about, kind of in past videos, because I've been kind of stagnant and making progress on really anything. Everything's been slow. I find that I'm talking a lot about what I'm gonna do And I want to try not to do that anymore. I want to talk about what I'm gonna do. I'll just wait till I do it, then make a video and you can see it. But this kind of layout thing, I guess, is one of those where it's what I'm gonna do. But I've already kind of started doing it, so I can show you. When I started building this shop, one of the first things I wanted to do was try to visualize where everything was gonna go, where I was gonna put it. And so I just got me some of this graph paper, kind of laid the shop out in scale, put the posts in there, right? And then, you know, I've got kind of everything drawn out now, but then what I did was I just measured a lot of the stuff that I've got that I wanted to place. So like, that was the mini chopper. That's a charge table, which I haven't really talked about much yet. So it's a car. It's another car. Sheet metal table. Gun safe. Office space. So you kind of get the point. There's the fab table there that's over there on the floor. There's the one we're on right now. Packing table. And I even made me a little CNC machine that I don't have yet. So anyway, this was kind of how I would lay it out and figure out where I wanted things to fit within the shop. You know, without drawing it on the paper itself. I could kind of put a car in here, kind of see how far it stuck out, how well it fit between the posts, how well it was going to work with other stuff. And so what I came up with is kind of what you see here. I'm sure it'll change a little bit. So what I wanted was, I want basically my whole workspace to be back here in this corner. All my tools and equipment to be back here in this corner. I want a full-size 4x8 sheet metal table. No more working on pallets. I want something I can lay a whole 4x8 sheet of aluminum or steel on. It's low enough and a good surface where I can work it. And yeah, I can even store some scrap pieces underneath it or whatnot. A charge table. I need a charge table for all my power tools, all my cameras, all my camera stuff, drones, you name it. I need a place to be able to store it. And so I was going to kind of thinking about putting it like right there. I've got some ideas on how I'm going to build that. It's not going to just be a flat table. You'll have to kind of wait to see. So then I got the 3x4 fab table, which is where we're at now. English wheel, bead roller, planishing hammer. Probably put the sheet metal brake here. Air compressor in the corner. Probably encase that in its own room. CNC plasma, I think, is what I had here or there. And then I've got the router, CNC router that I'm gonna put in. Drill press. That's the actual door there. And then maybe do my bender like right in there somewhere. Toolbox, tanks, argon, oxygen, acetylene, all that stuff. Then, this whole side of the shop is, I kind of want to do a packing table over here for kill fab orders. May put it against the wall, may put it out here in the center. I'm actually going to put a wall in here, some form of wall, maybe like a chain link fence or something where it kind of looks cool. And then all this is going to be storage. And originally I was going to have a walk-in gun safe right here. I think I'm going to take that out. And so this storage will actually come all the way down and over. And it'll just be parts bin, storage. When I'm working on a project, I'm taking the dash or interior out of it or parts off an engine or whatever. I can go take it, I can store it back there. And you don't see it. You're not going to see it on film. You're not going to see it if you're here in the shop visiting. It's not going to be laying in the floor. You're just not going to see it. I'm going to have a place to kind of go put everything out of the way, out of sight, out of mind. I can also have stuff very organized. So my plans for the future are Kill Fab to not just be a clothing company. I want to start doing fabrication based parts and bracketry and fabrication tools and all that kind of stuff. So all that stuff can be housed back there as well. You can order that stuff on demand. So yeah, I mean, obviously I haven't got there yet, but I want a place for all that, and that's where I'm gonna do it. Kind of plan on having the Bibbster right here in the center. I actually may twist it some and put it, you know, this way. There's the fab table, the 4x8 fab table. It'll be on wheels, so I can kind of move that thing anywhere I need to. I can just go, yeah, wherever. And then, let's see what else we got here. So the front, I want a lounge space. That's where the couch was. I want an office style setup, conference table, may do a podcast. This will be fully enclosed, and I actually want this whole section to kind of look like a shipping container. That's the idea. That's how I'm going to build it. Probably going to move this up some though, probably like right there. And so it'll just give me more storage space. So office, conference table, podcast stuff, may make it to where like the outside flips out, put a bar in there so I can have, you know, events or whatever. And then the couch, and this will just be all lounge space in here. I'm gonna do kind of revamp the Harley Davidson table. It'll go in here, some other stuff, and then put like a big sliding barn door style setup right here. Mainly just to kind of block out the dust. You know, it's gonna be a lot of dust in the shop. And I would like to kind of keep this place as clean and dust free as I possibly can, including the office. So I'll be able to block it off. It'll be done. Over this shipping container style office setup will be where I house the air handler for the HVAC and that sort of stuff. And then maybe like do duct work that goes down either side or something. And then everything else I plan to be wide open. So right now the dually's here. You know, I can park the Goose in here somewhere. These center posts, where it's got 2 posts now, I may take those out and do like one solid 4x4 steel post, just to kind of gain me a little bit more access around these cars. But really those are the only 2 that I think I'm gonna replace. The rest of these will disappear. So as I build these walls, as I build this shipping container, as I build this fence, all those will disappear. These up front, these over here where all the equipment is, they will disappear because I got equipment around them. And I got all the table next to it. Maybe do like a trash can or something right there. You'll kind of see, I'm gonna show you in just one second how they disappear very fast. So one of the things that I got a lot of pushback from when I first started building this space was these posts. The fact that this shop was not this shop was not free span. I got a lot of pushback with that from my friends, from people on the channel, from both sides. But this is the thing. I'm sure you know some, I've known some in the past, but you have those people that have these shops that are just so full of stuff that all they have is pig trails to get around it. I mean, I'm kind of guilty of that myself. I'm gonna try not to do that. I'm not going to do that in this space. But this is the thing, you're gonna pay all this extra money for free span, and then you're gonna put all this stuff in there that's just gonna pile up around these posts, and it wouldn't even have mattered. So that's point number 1. The second point is, if you can incorporate the post into the design of your shop, then it's not gonna matter. And then you just saved yourself 20, 30,000 bucks. So, for instance, so there's 2 of the posts, right? Fab table, English wheel on this side. Planishing hammer on this side. I'll probably do a couple bottles of argon. So I have these actually mounted in here and probably chained up to this. And then probably gonna have my bead roller right here. And so I kind of got my star workspace. I can kind of work around. And then those posts themselves disappear. Doesn't really matter that it's not free span. If it was free span, I would have still had all this stuff around there and it wouldn't have mattered. Same thing down here. So shrinker stretcher. Got them at 45 so you can fit, you know, pieces of metal in there. These will fit kind of like, you know, if they wrap around. Probably put a trash can in the center of this post. And then what I plan to do is on the back side of that, I plan to build a sheet metal table. So this is going to be one long sheet metal table. It's going to do two things. It's going to break up this space from that space, and it's going to give me a place to work. So you come over here, I can cut some sheet metal, do whatever I need to do. It goes right from here onto the English wheel, the shrinker stretcher, the planisher, wherever it needs to go. The bead roller, right? It's really close. It's one big kind of flows. This side, toolboxes. And like I said, compressor is going to be here in the corner. Maybe a plasma table right here. I gotta actually figure out what I'm going to do with that one because I didn't have it in the plan. The plasma table I was speaking of was a CNC plasma. That's kind of on my list of things to get. And then drill press, drill press, drill press. I'll probably have 3 of them. I'll just have them set up to do one function that I do a lot. You know, one will be notching only for tube notching. The one next to that will be something else. And just try to make things fast. So anyway, I'll quit ranting about the free span versus not free span. That's kind of my take on it. So from the equipment side of the shop, that will be the opening that you'll go in. There'll be a packing table in there probably of some sorts. And the rest of this will kind of be closed off. All the way down to about that pole right there. And everything behind there will be storage and, you know, shelving, racking, pull out, slide out drawers where I can put parts bins, all that kind of stuff in there. And you won't be able to see none of it. And then about from this post back, it's going to be conference slash podcast slash office. And then where the couch is will be some sort of lounge. You can see there's the Harley Davidson engine. I'll revamp it, put that table back together. It'll kind of sit in here. Probably some kind of rug set up. I've got some display stuff from Fronius. That'll go in here. Just gonna stack this stuff full of the coolest stuff. All right, so there you go. There's my brief overview of what's kind of going on in my head, what you kind of got to look forward to. I got one other thing I want to show you, and I'll let you guys go. I posted this on Instagram the other day. And so I felt like it was worthwhile to show here on the channel. So I made this little TIG welding survival kit. Obviously, like 95% of everything that's in here is Furic stuff. So you got FUPA 12s in ceramic, you got the FUPA 12s in glass. These are the 8 cups that Furic makes. Then you got the Moose Knuckle 14, ceramic and glass. You got the BB Dub in ceramic and glass. Screen install piece. And then I don't know what Furic calls these, but this is for like really exotic metals where you need extra gas coverage. Extra piece of glass just in case I break it. And then for everything else, this goes in here. So all the O-rings for all the glass cups, a bunch of extra screens, a bunch of extra diffusers, even a bunch of extra 8 cups we got in here. And then a tungsten pouch, which I only got 1 pack. I got the weld-porn pink stuff in there, multi-mix. But I got enough where I can stack a bunch in there if I want to. And then all this is just a tool case that I got off Amazon. that has like the little punch out. So it's got like the little square punch outs. I think it's True Precision Tools. Just a super easy way to kind of keep track of all your TIG welding stuff. If you're like me and you got a bunch of that just piled up somewhere, I felt like, you know, my kind of new thing is I want to be as organized as I can in this shop, and this is how I kind of started with that. I want to kind of get in that mindset. And really, this thing I think was 20 bucks. I think it was $19.99 on Amazon. I'll drop you guys a link to it if you are interested in doing something like this. All right, guys, that's all I got. Gonna start on the sheet metal table tomorrow, so stay tuned for that video. And then I'll probably do another video on maybe my charge station. And I've got an idea too to do like a metal shaping, my version of a metal, not even my version, somebody else has done this, I've seen it before, but a metal shaping stump. I'm just not gonna do it out of a stump though. I'll probably put a couple 4x4s together and yeah. So anyway, stay tuned for that. Videos coming